Welcome back to Off Grid Path, and today I'm going to be talking about the Hairy Cabin, which is part of Campwell Woods in the UK. Campwell Woods was initially set up and it offered green woodworking courses from making anything from the size of a spoon up to a cabin, and they used to have project weeks where they build larger things, and one of the things here was the Hairy Cabin. The logs for this cabin were felled using local wood, and it's very much built with a Scandinavian traditional log cabin in mind. So they're using saddle joints. They're then using a cob mix to fill in the gaps between the log layers, so you've got the natural roundwood log and that cob mix providing the insulation for the cabin. It then has a timber roof structure and then a sod roof on top of that, which is essentially a living roof, hence the name the Hairy Cabin. That is growing all of the flora and fauna from around the local woodland, so all of the seeds and everything get blown onto that roof and then grow on the roof, so it really blends into its environment and it sits really nicely within the woodland. It's worth taking note that I actually filmed this in the depths of the winter, so in terms of growth it may not be shown in its best possible light, but you can imagine in springtime this whole thing comes alive when the woods come alive again. In terms of size and its sort of practical approach to living, it's probably too small to live in. It's a very basic cabin. It fits a full-size double bed at one end and probably replicates that size again for the kind of living space. There is a log burner in it and that's the sole source of heat, but this wasn't designed as a living space for full-time living. It's really just to let out for people that want to get away and experience a log cabin in nature. That being said, you do get a real nice sense of what it is like to live in the log cabin, that kind of elemental living feeling where you are very close to the materials that surround you in the woodland. You are living inside that with the wood that's been used to build the cabin. It's worth mentioning at this stage that you can actually book to stay in the Hairy Cabin and a few of the other places in Campwell Woods. So if you just head down to my description below and you can see a link to Canopy and Stars where you can click on that link and you can take you directly to Canopy and Stars page where you can book to stay and experience it yourself. Campwell Woods itself is a really lovely space to be able to really unwind and let go. There is a bit of mobile phone reception, but you won't find any Wi-Fi, and this place is really designed to kind of immerse yourself in off-grid living. It's an off-grid site. There's lots of very quirky compost loos and things like that where you have to cross a bridge and they're kind of set almost like treehouse compost loos with a view. Same goes with the showers. So it's a really nice immersive place to be able to get away from city life, your normal everyday life, and really just switch off. One of the lovely things about the site is there is a wood-fired sauna which is really well built and again has this beautiful view looking down the valley through the woods, and a really lovely place to be able to switch off and relax. The kitchen at Campwell Woods is probably one of my favourite buildings. It's a big open plan, really rough and ready rustic kitchen, and the main focus of the kitchen is one, community and getting people eating around the big table, but also cooking over fire. There are various means to be able to cook over fire, and they really focus on that and want you and encourage you to cook over fire. And with that they offer plenty of ways to do that, from pizza ovens to just open fire, rocket stoves, barbecues, you name it, you can cook over fire in various means. They also do have a gas hob, just in case you wanted to cook over a gas hob and make it a bit quicker, but I would encourage people to really immerse yourself in that experience of cooking over fire because it's just a really nice, slow, thoughtful way of cooking. All in all, Campwell Woods is a really great example of what we really need at the moment. In a time where life is very busy and noisy, it's probably one of the best options to be able to switch off and really unwind and immerse yourself back in nature. The accommodation they offer is very close to nature, from that kind of elemental living in the log cabin or yurts. They also have the wood-fired sauna, down to the really quirky treehouse compost toilets that they offer. The communal living in the kitchen is a great way to meet people and immerse yourself in cooking over fire. You can find out all of the information you need to stay at Campwell Woods by just heading to the link in the description below. If you've got any questions, just hit me up in the comments, and if you found value in this film, please consider liking it. Thanks for watching, and check out some of my other videos on my YouTube account, Off Grid Path. Cheers.